This day in sports history. It's April 29th, and on this day in 1986, Roger Clemens set a Major League Baseball record that's been equaled but never bettered. The Boston Red Sox were at home against the Seattle Mariners on this day. It was the 23-year-old Roger Clemens getting the start for the Sox. In his 3 starts so far that year, he was 3-0, and he'd only given up 5 earned runs in 24 1/3 innings. The Rockets' fastball was really moving at Fenway in this one. He had a lot of guys waving at high cheddar, swinging hopelessly at his breaking ball, or just simply staring at fast strikes. He tied the Major League record at the time of 19 in the 9th inning when he got Spike Owen to swing and miss at a fastball. And then he capped Phil Bradley with the golden sombrero with his record-setting strikeout. He actually had a shot at striking out 21, but Ken Phelps grounded out to end the game. Clemens faced a total of 30 hitters. He sprayed 3 hits but gave up no walks in a complete game win, becoming the first pitcher to strike out 20 in a 9-inning game. Every Mariner except pinch hitter Al Cowens struck out at least once. Phil Bradley was the unfortunate one that struck out 4 times, hence the figurative golden sombrero. Clemens struck out the side 3 times. His longest streak was 8 consecutive from the 4th inning to the 6th. Since that game, Clemens' strikeout performance has been equaled 3 times, but not bested. Clemens actually did it again in 1996. Kerry Wood joined Clemens in 1998, and then Max Scherzer had a 20K performance with the Washington Nationals in 2016. Now, Arizona's Randy Johnson did have a 20-strikeout night in 2001 against Cincinnati, and he did it in 9 innings before being pulled. But since that game went to extra innings, it's outside of consideration to be included in the 9-inning record. Washington's Tom Chaney struck out 21 Orioles in a game that went 16 innings in 1962. On this night in 2012, the LA Clippers erased a 27-point second-half deficit to beat Memphis in Game 1 of their first-round playoff series. The Clips hit 75% of their shots in the final quarter, went on a 26-1 run, and by the time the final minute ticked away, had wiped out the Grizzlies' advantage. Nick Young had 19, Blake Griffin had 8 of his 17 points in the fourth quarter, and afterwards said, "We put a mask on and robbed that one." It was a tough loss for Memphis to take it home, and in the end, it would prove to be fatal, with the Clippers eventually winning the series 4-3. On this day in 1971, it was a triple overtime thriller in Game 6 of a best-of-7 semifinals between the Chicago Blackhawks and the New York Rangers. The Blackhawks were up 3-2 in the series after Bobby Hull scored the overtime winner in Game 5, and they had a chance to close out the series and go play for the Stanley Cup against Montreal with a win on this night. It was all square at the end of the third. Neither team could find the game winner in the first or second OTs, and after dodging a couple of bullets in the third overtime, the Rangers were finally able to find that game winner.
Now Horton starts out. We're a minute 20 into overtime period 3. Horton to center from the red line. He slaps wide right side of Esposito on the rebound. Irvin shoots so high.
It was Pete Stemkowski who scored it for New York to force a Game 7. Unfortunately for the Rangers, though, their good fortune ran out soon after. Chicago won Game 7, and they did go on to play Montreal in the Stanley Cup Finals. And on this day in 1970, it was Game 3 of the NBA Finals between the New York Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers in a furious final flurry. The Knicks went from winning the game to having to play more basketball, with Mr. Clutch Jerry West providing the drama.
7, 6, 5, DeBusschere shoots, hit with 3 seconds to go. 2 seconds, 1 second, West throws it up, he makes it. West threw it up and makes it over half court. The ball game is tied. Jerry West made it from the other side of the midcourt stripe.
West sank a 60-foot buzzer-beating shot that only counted for 2. The Lakers could not capitalize on the logo's clutch shot, though. The Knicks won the game 112-108 in OT. And time now for today's That's Got Nothing to Do with Sports fun fact. The moon apparently has a very distinctive smell. Though it does not have an atmosphere and therefore no air, Apollo 11 astronauts noticed when they returned to an environment with air that moon dust collected on their space suits smelled metallic, what they described as similar to burnt gunpowder or the smell in the air after a firecracker goes off. This has been an original Thrive Suite production.